to the show. Steez Limited SVTW shallow spool, not so shallow spool, boost spools. We're going to talk about the drag clickers I added, and we're going to talk about spinner baits, but not right yet. We're going to talk about unboxing new spinner baits from AliExpress, and then I'm going to show you guys the drag clicker. Let's just use our knife. Maybe it'll just pop open. Maybe the sticky isn't so sticky. Okay, so I think these are supposed to be kind of copies of the Megabass SV3s. I'm not 100% for sure. They are called, is that right? Ding Dong Cat. A bewitching drift action ding dong cat. And I think that is nothing what these are. There must be some kind of deal you can get. And that is nothing near, that's not supposed to be a jackal symbol. So anyway, I got a bunch of these. Like a bunch. One little crazy. Because they come from AliExpress and they were only $2 a piece. So I got, I think I got one of each color, or the colors I liked anyway, in 2 different sizes. I think, let me double check. You guys know the deal. When you order something from AliExpress, it's like Christmas because it comes so late, long after you ordered it, it's like you already forgot what you had. I thought maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Okay, let's see here. No, that is like a fire tiger color, and I'm going to open a couple of them. That is, of course, black and blue. Probably need to throw a gold blade on it. That is, looks like a good color. And of course, there you have what could be called white python, basically. That color, I guess they have a bunch of different colors, and I got one of each color is the way it looks. Yeah, I just got one of each color, and there's a bunch of different colors. This color I like because it's almost like a Beehive Delight type color. Got a gold blade. I think I'm gonna like this one. Of course, you can't go wrong with chartreuse and white. Spinnerbait hardly ever. They're just kind of a natural. You actually take away the blue head, and it's really, in my mind, it's going to look like a crappie or 2 or something kind of deal. And then that's probably my least favorite, but could be my favorite. Put like a either a watermelon or a green pumpkin on it, or whatever. And of course, white. So yeah, all actually good colors. So let's pull out what I would consider my favorite color. And I don't know if it says what the weight is supposed to be. I have no more room for spinnerbaits in my spinnerbait box, but so what we have here is a pretty heavy little compact. I would definitely call this a compact spinnerbait. I don't know how well they'll hold up, but I mean, for a couple bucks, it's basically what you're going to get if you go get the cheap ones at the... And this is totally, in my opinion, done wrong. They got this out here on the outside. Look at that. It should have been all on the inside. Which technically I could probably cut those off and just attach them somehow in there. There's no bait keeper of whatever sorts on there. So definitely you can see the cheapness of it. If these are the Megabass or whatever knockoffs, they're definitely not a very good copy. They're just a kind of resemble, and a spinnerbait's a spinnerbait, right? Now the blades do feel pretty like thin and flat, so they should, lighter wire should work good. We'll have to get them out on the water and test them, and I'm curious to see if all of them are like that. Hang on one second. I think they're all like that. This one's in a, let's open the black and blue. And I guess if that's on bottom, and I could turn that to bottom. Well, maybe they're supposed to be on that side. This one has them all. Oh, we got a little debris. Look at that. Look at that quality control. It's about what you can expect for a $2 bait. The trick will be how durable, before this thing bends out. So we're going to compare sizes to our spinner baits we have that you guys may be used to some of the sizes. I have no Megabass spinner baits, but here's the one we were just, if you watch that video, wait, you haven't watched that video yet because I haven't edited it, but the video where I caught the big bass on the chatterbait, I was actually caught a bunch on this little dude right here, exactly right there, fresh. That's a Meredith bait, that is a Z-Man. I believe that is the lightest size they have. I can't remember, don't hold me 100% to it, but so that it's a little, I consider that still a compact bait, the little Z-Man one, and this bait is just about like you're talking very close to the same size. It's going to be a compact. So to compare it to, let's pull out, let me see, those are big baits. Let's pull out just a big 3/4 ounce Strike King bait. Looks like they're heavy cover spinner bait. So put that one down. So in comparison with like a bait like that, you can see just how much further. Now these, yeah, that's kind of like your standard. I'll try to hold them right here. Kind of like your standard one, and then more of a compact. So they're about the same distance from the camera, and you can just make out that some of your bigger ones. Here's a standard, what I would call kind of a standard color standard size of War Eagle. So I'll put it behind that one. So you make out how much farther the hook goes down, profile of the bait. Get out of there. So more compact baits. That's what I would call like just your average size 1/2 ounce spinner bait. And then so all of these that I picked up are going to be a little bit lighter. That must be like a 3/8. That's a very good color at certain times, that War Eagle. We'll compare it to one more big one. That's that new Booyah Hildebrandt Jason Christie one. Now it's supposed to be compact in the smaller ones, I think, but that's a 3/4 ounce. So it looks like a honking about twice as big as one of those dudes. So it'll give me options. Everybody wants to talk to me while I'm doing the live stream. So I've got a spinnerbait box full of spinnerbaits already with all these. I've got 3/4. I am going to try to take my black and blue one, where I'm going to leave this one alone and fish it like this. And I know these are kind of generated and thought out more for like some of these would I guess even be like night fishing baits, but I'm going to try to rig this dude up with the actual gold blade. And I may even shorten this myself. It's basically just take a pair of needle nose, get it the right hole you want, and maybe shorten it just a hair and put a little bit longer or similar gold blade, and do something different with that other than this big honking one. So I got a lot of plans with spinnerbaits. We're working on spinnerbait game this year also, this season. And I figured what better way to do it than to get a... These are like my sacrificial. I've got these for a couple bucks a piece. I'm going to throw them anywhere and everywhere. If I do lose them, and I like that color, thought it was doing good, I'll just order another one. Kind of deal. So anyway, and if I really like these, and I'm pretty sure they're a copy of the Megabass, maybe I'll pick up a Megabass or something just to compare it, but probably not. They're $12.99. These, all of these together were like 25 bucks, something like that. And there's a bunch of them, so I got a bunch of throwing to lose. So anyway, let's jump. And we may come back to that, but I don't have a lot of time. I actually got plans tonight. Believe it or not, Friday night, not a fireball night. Well, it could turn into fireball night. But I want to show you guys something real funny. I have these bougie reels. I've got 3 of these limiteds. I'm not bragging, but I'm bragging a little bit. But no, I've got 3 of these because I'm a moron. I could get by with a lesser reel. I've got an HLC. I've got this dude right here. And we'll look at the drag clicker in it in a minute. Kind of a heavy tank now, though. Once I got rid of the Bantam, this is the new heavy tank of the bunch. And that is a drag clicker from AliExpress. But I got all these fancy reels. And I picked up the bougiest rod I've had, like, maybe ever. But technically, the NRX rods are more money, so they were more bougie when I had the 3 of them at once. Didn't really like them for the money they cost, so Jeremy Blair now owns them. So, I was like, I'm putting different reels on this Super Destroyer, right? I'm going to figure out, you know, which one of these bougie reels goes with this bougie rod. You guys aren't going to believe which one, in my opinion, looks the best on it. Now, I won't leave it because of the gear ratio. I'm just going to show you guys. So... the Habo Arise just looks good on the Super Destroyer. Just out of the reels I own, it just looks cool. I put this handle on this reel before because I thought, well, they look alright together, and I had it on a different rod. And then was sitting there staring at me, and I'm like, I'm just going to slap that on that Destroyer to see. And I'm like, wow. Kind of because if these didn't have the Lose name on them, basically, you've got an imitation carbon fiber on the wind grip material, and this is an awesome handle. All the gold, this color of the reel and this rod, it's hard to call it because it's not really, it's hard to call it black and it's hard to call it gray. It's like an in-between. It's almost like some of the Dark Wolf Ultras are when they're new anyway, you know. It's kind of like, is that black or is it a very, very dark gray? So anyway, that reel just looks good on there, but it's 7-to-1 ratio. I kind of want to 8 at least like 8-to-1 probably on this since it's more of a bottom contact, but it just, I was like, go figure. But what it also tells me is that, and I wish I would have picked one up because if you guys remember the story, I tried to buy one off eBay and the dude canceled the order, said he had it listed wrong, so they like wanted to make an extra $50 off of it. But the Daiwa more thans would probably look awesome. I'm sure somebody out there has already done it and probably has a whole lineup of destroyers with more thans. Possibly. I don't know. So, lastly, before I get out of here, here's our first Steez Limited that I picked up. That's on the which is still, to right now, the Poison Adrena, this is my favorite rod that I own. This rod is awesome. Right there. You guys seen the videos. That 611 medium plus. It's got me tempted to want to try the 110 special in the Destroyer lineup because I think it's probably their closest rod that goes with what this Adrena is on the action, power, length, and all that. But I don't know if I'm spending money to get one at least $300 to $400, even on a used one or a new one without a warranty. But we put this reel on it, and I wanted to show you guys the drag clicker on it. Hang on, let me get a little line in my hand so I don't cut through myself. So you guys can hear that. That was our first AliExpress drag clicker. So then I knew once I picked up the other reel, I went ahead and just ordered two. I figured I'd be getting another Steez SV, not really necessarily limited. So this is the reel we just picked up along with the Destroyer. Have the drag clicker in it. Sounds very good to me. And then here's the other one that I bought new from Digitaco. The other one came from Digitaco, by the way. And it's 7-to-1, so I could have, it's the limited but not the shallow spool edition. And drags a little looser on it. So they all sound to me the same. They should anyway. So we're going to get those lined up. I'm not sure which rod, which reel. At the moment, if I were to leave the Arise on the Destroyer, I'm going to put this one on our 610 medium heavy Wizard and the 6'8" medium Wizard. I'll put that one just to try them with the lightweight reel. I'll probably put this on the 6'9" medium heavy just to throw on my favorite chatterbait rod to see what a 10-to-1 will feel like. Probably won't like it, but just to try it. And I've put the HLC is already on the which was on the 6'9" medium heavy. I've already got it on the 7-foot medium moderate, because it should still be my longest casting reel that I have, and that's my rod the most capable of casting the longest distance on most baits probably, except for like the heavier, 3/4 ounce or heavier, but like 1/2 ounce and anything under 3/8 1/2 ounce stuff, that 7-foot medium moderate little square bills, brattle traps and all that should get more distance. So the HLC, I'll try it on there. And for cranking, it's 8-to-1, not 8.5-to-1, and I don't have it fully spooled. It's a 36mm spool, so I've got less on it. So it's technically, other than the Arise, is my slowest reel. So I'll probably get out maybe for a time period tomorrow, briefly for, I don't know, who knows, a couple hours, 2, 3, maybe 4, maybe not. And I may run down to Everhart's because they had some jig making material and they had some soft plastics I wanted to kind of look at again and see in person instead of just order them off Tackle Warehouse, and maybe get some Z-Man diesel minnows in a few different colors. They had a couple different sizes and a few other things. I've only been in Everhart's maybe 3-4 times since the whole time of going down around that way. I always go down there to go fishing, and they're closed in the morning when I start, and usually afternoon, and then when it's too cold is the times when we've met up there at Everhart's and went in. Like the other day we called it quits early, so I did swing by, but I was kind of limited on time, so I didn't stay for a long time. I bought, what did I get? I bought a couple things at Everhart's. I think I don't even remember what I got. I think it was 2 different Z-Man bags of something. But anyway, something like that. But then Sunday supposed to go with Matt, and that's when I'm going to try out the Destroyer on dock skipping, jigs, and all that. Will be at more or less, should be at Lake Lafayette, and hopefully we can get on some kind of little jig bite, whether it be a swim jig, a jig bouncing off the bottom, or we'll find something chatterbaits to. Until I get some fish catches on the Destroyer, that'll be my main one. I'll be using on the heavier end of stuff to see where we go with it. But I don't think it's going to touch, for just the fun factor, the average, not only just the baits, the average size fish and everything I catch. The Poison Adrena is going to be a very tough rod to beat. And so far, even on chatterbait and spinnerbait hookup ratio, like I mentioned, I had that one chatterbait out, and I had the little, oh, I already forgot the name of it. And I can't remember what the name of these newer style Z-Man spinnerbaits are. But the little Micro Max, not Micro Max, Mini Max or whatever chatterbait from Z-Man in a 3/8 ounce, and this little dude right here, the bluegill colors. Towards the end, I was kind of got lazy and just jacking around, and so I did. I think a couple hopped off this, but you know how when you get into that mode, well, maybe you guys don't. If you've ever been out fishing and you're catching so many bass that you literally get into a mode where you're almost ready to shake them off before they get to the boat because they're like just under keeper type size. They're not like pound and a half, 2-pounders. Chicken fried steak. Thank you, chicken fried steak. I'm going to eat tonight, but it will not be chicken fried steak. I'm not telling you guys where I'm going. That bait, I don't think I'd ever really hardly caught anything on it until the other day. So that chewed up mess is basically one day. And I had this, and so far this is lasting real good. And so the wire on the Z-Man is definitely a thinner wire than this. But this wire, I've had this thing stretched out and bent it back like a lot in that one day. Caught, I don't even know how many, 15, 20 bass maybe on it. Something like that. And it's definitely taken a beating. I don't know how much more of a beating you can take, but you pay $5 to $7, I guess, if you're catching that many bass. Spinnerbaits typically wear out faster than almost any other, not really what you call a hard body bait, but like a bait that's not supposed to, be a soft plastic type deal. And I think I went through a few trailers, but these, I can't knock the Meredith bait so far that I've had with them. And I need to get with the Big A and try to get some different, like there's a few different kind of colors I'm really liking this season, and I don't think any of the baits we got from him are that exact color. And I'm sure he can make them. So anyway, anxious to get out, try these, just durability and how well will they land a fish kind of thing. The hook seems to be about the same size as these smaller Z-Mans. So should be good. Alright guys, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them below, but I'm going to get out of here. I got stuff going on. Stay tuned. I'll try to do an update possibly Sunday night, how fishing went kind of deal, whether I liked the destroyer, sold it to Matt, or whatever. And then what rod and reel combos am I content enough to not order Poison Adrenas or X Prides until next season and slowly sell off some of this other stuff I have, because I'm not a collector. I'm looking at like 12 rods that I don't even have reels for. I'm actually looking at 3 or 4 reels that I just have never put on. I've got the lingual variants just setting up there. I've got the Edo, Calcutta Conquest, BFS. Oh man, we need to have a fire sale. Maybe heck, who knows, maybe tomorrow night we'll have a Fireball fire sale, and I'll just show you guys everything that I know is going to be going out and what for sure is staying, and you guys can, if one of you guys, I'd rather sell it to one of you guys before anybody else, before I either decide to go to eBay or whatever. This guy, sorry, is going to be on the way out. Awesome reel, but it's just the heaviest reel in my arsenal right now, and it's got to go. The Zillion 10. Probably put the stock handle and everything back on it. But added the drag clicker, it'll stay. If somebody wanted it just like this, I mean, I can price it just like that it is. But I'm in it cheap enough. I got it for like $245, $250, something like that. And added the drag clicker for like 12 bucks. It's technically still light and new. I've had it out, I think one time I managed to get it just a touch dirty, but as you can see, still like new grease on the inside. Already decided it probably won't stay in my arsenal. Or the HLC, it's going to be on its way out. I just don't know when. Maybe not this season. It's on its way out. This guy, actually, he may be on his way out too. I know. still the best reel they make, but I've got plans. I've got could be a Rise plans just because they're cheaper. They're not better than this reel, but they're cheaper, and we'll just have to wait and see. It depends on the Rise BFS reel should be here next week. It shows it's already made it like over, and usually at where point it shows it's at is where these spinner baits were at like 5 days ago, and they showed up today. So that a Rise BFS reel should be here next week, I'm hoping. And depending on how good that reel is, if it's as good as the Rise I've tried, and if it has the capability of the spools are interchanged, the gears are interchangeable, and if the BFS spool is capable to hold enough, say, 15-pound braid to be a good all-around reel, even though it's geared for BFS, I may keep and add that somewhere in the arsenal, possibly on the lighter, either Poison Adrena, like a 6'10" medium, 6'10" medium, heavy even, or the 6'10" glass composite one. So anyway, hopefully you guys like this. And I don't know, I need to keep this reel, but I sold one to Matt already, and it looks pretty good. It goes pretty well on the Destroyer. And I put these, I do not like these black knobs with all that gold. That just looks, it doesn't look right to me. I don't like that look. I need some other kind of knobs, or just put it all. I got, I can just throw it all back to stock, and I could actually put all this gold onto one of these limiteds if I wanted to. That's technically what they were originally made for, I think. But it fit. It went on. A little modification, but it worked. All right, guys, get out. Go bass and bonsai, whatever you do. Have fun doing it. And you just look up spinnerbaits on AliExpress, and you'll come across these. If you can't find them and you need the link 100%, I could share the link. But until I really get out, put a little time in them. I know they're only $2, but they may be just like the $2 ones you get at Walmart. They may be junk and fall apart, or just not really work, swim. They may need a lot of bending, tweaking to, work right or good. So anyway, I'll throw them all in the box, get out, try to use them this weekend along with all the other new stuff. And I still got to just get on, once the bite seems to kick in, try to do a little, spinnerbait, chatterbait comparison video on like when and where to throw which one, which really don't matter. You kind of just have to throw both, and they'll start hitting one just more than they hit the other, and you just know to stick with that one. But I've always tried to imitate fish with the spinnerbait, crawdads with the chatterbait. That's what I've tried. I know. Then I'll just throw, but I'll throw a white chatterbait, and I still got like a craw type trailer, even though there's no white crawdads out there. And then I'll throw a spinnerbait that probably is colored more like a crawfish, some of these different colors, and it truly looks like a fish. But yeah, so anyway, get out for real this time. I'm gone.